Hello, Gemini. Welcome to your weekly reading. Let's have a little look and see together what is going on for you. This is going to be for the week of the 25th, going to the 1st of October. So let's dive in. Let's see. Let's shuffle the cards. Just get your energy in there. Alrighty, let's see for Gemini. Color red is very significant, and this is the base chakra. Okay, so it could be significant for this week. Base chakra is really about your stability, how grounded you are, how much is to do with fears. It can be to do with your identity. All right, if you feel like that's changing, your foundation is changing, it could be to do with that base chakra. Okay, all right, for Gemini, let's split the deck for you. Let's put them back together in a different order, and let's take from the top. Let's see. Past, present, and let's see your higher self, blockage. Ooh. Alrighty. All right, let's talk about it. Similar to Aries, you could have Aries in your chart, would be dealing with an Aries. Go check their reading out if you wish, but let's speak about it. So overall, I am going to say there are some changes coming up for you, and you may be already anticipating this because you may have already gone through it. Let's talk about it. In your past position, we have the Page of Swords. This is a triggered energy. This could be someone of your past who might still be lingering in your current energy, all right? This could be someone who is kind of watching or is a bit triggered by you, somebody who is curious yet angry, or the Page of Swords. There could be some communication, or may have recently been communication from someone that you haven't heard from, or who you had a falling out with in the past. Okay, you may also have had this very triggered energy. May have felt like there's been a lot of like bottled up tension, or things that you might be replaying past events in your head and getting yourself a bit worked up about that. All right, super important to address it, not to react from it unless you wish, but I would say not to react but to respond. Make sure you take some time. Anything that's demanding you to blurt something out, say something, is never really good. Address that, understand why you feel that way, write it down. It can be helpful, but don't rush when you're in this energy, because we can say things we don't mean. Or again, this could be someone around you who's in that worked up energy. Okay, this is bottled up emotions that come out quite spitefully if they bottle up too long. So just pay attention to that. Okay, you do have in your current energy the Five of Swords. So again, another card representing a falling out, maybe a separation, or just a very argumentative energy. Five of Swords represents conflict and separation. As you can see here, this person here is walking away from this with heartache, with pain, and leaving the decision or up to somebody else. Someone may have said something that they don't mean, whether that's you or someone else. You guys have definitely had a falling out with somebody though. Let's clarify the Five of Swords. The Ten of Wands. It's like coming to the end of a very exhausting journey with someone. Justice card there, Libran energy, but it's about balancing something out. Clarify the Five of Swords one more time. Who is this? Knight of Wands. Could be dealing with an energy of somebody who might, have a lot of addictions, or like an energy where they just want to run away from their problems and leave it up to you here. This person may be very bouncy. There's some vibes I want to pick up on here with the Knight of Wands. It's somebody who doesn't want to be tied down. Somebody who doesn't want to be tied down to their responsibilities, to holding accountability. So just pay attention. If you're trying to change someone or trying to get somebody to own up to it, this is not the energy for that. All right, it kind of feels like a very deceptive, I don't know if this, I got just picking up an energy. Maybe this person is like supposed to be like very spiritual, very open. Like they portray themselves to be a certain way that they're not. Just to let you know that's what it feels like. Anyway, you're going through an exhausting journey with them, but you are kind of completing this now. Ten of Wands is finally kind of putting the towel in here and saying, actually, I'm not holding on to all of this that you're putting on me. So if you have had to fix a lot of someone's problems, if you had to make excuses for someone that you are, I feel like I'm choking up here. Like I feel like I want to clear my throat. Hold on. I don't want to talk and like ruin it and have to end the video early. I don't want to do that. So when the throat chakra happens like that, you may feel suppressed in your truth. Maybe you feel too choked up to say your truth. 10 of Wands, 5 of Swords. Maybe this is about laying it down and saying how you feel and letting it off your chest finally. That felt like, I kind of looked like, or I felt like, at least when, you don't want your emotions to come through, but you still want to say something and communicate something. So some of you guys may have felt like in that situation. Just like I did, calm it down, control it, and be able to speak them, because otherwise we might say things or burst into tears if you don't want to do that. But anyway, moving away from that was very interesting. The next thing that we want to the next position is coming out for you is in terms of what your higher self wants you to align yourself to. So it is about more being in those emotions. Some of you may be going on a travel or a journey here. Some of you may be moving away from all of this energy. All right. So that you can venture in and learn new things with that Knight of Cups. It is about wearing your heart on your sleeve. It's about being emotional even when it's tough. It's super important to do that. Okay. Some of you are letting something off your chest here. And I feel like don't use the swords. I don't like the sword energy. I know you're a Gemini, but it feels like when we're being too logical, we're being too blunt, we're not expressing our emotions, and it feels like that's what's needed. The universe is asking for you to step into this vulnerable energy. It's okay to do that. It helps you to explore new foundations, new worlds. When we go through that very uncomfortable, that lake here always represents that emotional barrier. When we go through that, it's uncomfortable. We may choke up, we may burst into tears, but if you're speaking your truth and that's what it leads to, then at least you'll get to the other side of knowing what comes from this, from saying how you feel. Your blockage currently is actually showing up with the 4 of Wands. So this is interesting. Some of you might be more focused on the goal than actually what you have to do to get there. And I feel like with that Knight of Cups, you might have to cross this boundary to get where you want to go. Whether it's a happy relationship, whether it's friendship here, you have to pay a lot of attention to what you need to do to get there. I think you do have a lot of people here who will be very happy for you to reach a certain milestone, to reach a certain goal in your life. But you might need to extend yourself or do something, again, that's quite vulnerable to get there. But it feels like you have some people here in spirit or in your physical world who'll be very happy for you when you've done this. So you're not alone, don't worry. There are people that you can go to for advice. But we might have to be a bit vulnerable and do something that we don't want to do, which might be that vulnerability. All right. 4 of Wands, I'm also picking up an energy here because this is coming up in your blockage. Some of you might have a friend or someone in your environment that might not be very supportive of you in terms of doing something new or doing something different. So just pay attention to that here. And that might be something that you're having to let go of or face up to. I will say that when you're having to do something new, that's part of your purpose. If people fall away or people don't agree or if people want to fall out with you over that, then it's for the best. Let's just say that, because 4 of Wands is about friendship and celebration, but because that's coming up as a blockage, somebody could be distracting you from what you really need to do in your life. Now, in your environment, we do have another 5. So 5s represent necessary changes. Something needs to change, and it's to do with your environment. 5 of Wands is about, again, chaos and conflict. It's a card of conflict of interest. It's argumentative. This is an energy of going round and round with somebody here. If there is competition around you, if there is arguments going on in your environment, it's best to stay away from that. Don't engage in behaviors that you don't want to, or don't fall into the trap of helping someone fight their own battles as well, because it would just get you stuck in a loop here with the 5 of Wands. What this is like a childish energy, and it's something to stay away from in your environment. It could be just a lot of conflict around the people around you. Don't get involved if that's you, okay? Because in your energy, you have the 8 of Wands. So 8 of Wands, I actually like this because there are changes going on in your environment. This feels like these are things that you can't control. Again, it's about being the bigger person. It's about stepping away when you need to step away. Don't engage in something that's just going to keep repeating and ending up the same way. Somebody in your environment, whether it's a friend or not, in your workspace, where it just feels like no one's actually really listening to you. Everyone just wants to be heard. And when we're in a room of people who just want to be heard, there is just all the talk and no one's actually stopping to go, actually, maybe you're right. Like, this is a very closed energy. So we want to do, if we're in that, is to try to be that person to initiate. But if you know that you can't do that with the people around you, then it's about staying away from that energy, okay? In your energy, we do have a number 8, which is another number of change for me, but this is about change that we ignite, that we bring about. It's not something that is forced, like the fives, because fives are like, this needs to change, it needs to change now. It's bringing in negative energy. 8s are more about karma for me, and it's about change in the right direction. You know, we're bringing in that change by what we're doing, and the 8 of Wands is about that. It's communication, but this is internal. So some of you guys may be more open to communicate, more open to go with the flow and see where the universe is taking you with the 8 of Wands here. We have those butterflies here. So again, it's change, transformation, and as you can see, that river, you are crossing the river. You're crossing the river. People around you may not like it, but you're finally relieving something, and now all of this energy is being put in the right things. So I like that. It's going internal. For some of you guys, it is the deep stuff that you're doing within yourself, and that's what it is. Instead of like putting it in your external and trying to fix that, I think it's an internal thing that needs to work to smooth things out. That's what it feels like. But things are changing for you internally. You're getting clearer. In terms of what you can't see right now, there is that devil influence. I think we've had that a few times in your reading, and I've put some underwear on these people because YouTube does not like nudity. I don't know if the devil's nipples are, like a little bit too much for YouTube, but hopefully not. So the devil being in something that you can't see right now, again, it could be the influence of somebody, because when I was clarifying the Knight of Wands for who you might be in conflict with right now, it did kind of come up on top of the devil. So I do feel like there's significance here. Someone could have a piercing here. I just felt that. Anyway, random. The Knight of Wands with the devil, that is that kind of energy about like running away from things that need to be resolved, or somebody else has that runner energy and it's toxic because somebody is just would rather not talk about something that's very serious. Let me clarify this. Could be to do with that Knight of Wands in general. What's the devil, please, for Gemini about what they can't see right now? Page of Wands, gossip. All right, pay attention. Don't engage in any gossip, okay? This is the same as that 5 of Wands energy. Somebody could want to gossip with you. Someone could want to rile you up. All right, with the Page of Wands, somebody could be just coming from a very childish aspect here. You could be finding out about gossip about you. 5 of Cups here, which is about disappointments. But you have the 8 of Pentacles. So this could be in the workspace. What they're wanting you to do is to focus on your path. Again, what is going on in your surroundings is not helping you. That's what it really feels like. And there is a little bit of toxic competition, or there is a little bit of like people speaking about you, and that could upset you here. Or negative people who focus way too much on the negative. They're asking you to focus on what matters most for you, and that's to do with your future and your legacy, all right? And tending to the things that are part of your plan with that 8 of Pentacles. So focusing on your money, focusing on your skills, talents, abilities, focusing on good relationships around you. It's asking for you to not engage with that devil energy, all right? To keep engaging in things that are going to pay off for you, okay? When it comes down to your legacy, your wealth, whatever it is that you're looking forward to or building towards in your future, okay? In your near future, you do have the moon, and the moon is again about those emotions here. I'm going to clarify this because sometimes this can mean that something may be hidden from you. So let's see with the moon. In the near future for Gemini. Eight of Wands. Ace of Pentacles. And one more for the moon. The Magician. So I kind of feel like I want to say that this moon energy is temporary. It does speak again of those emotions of feeling a little bit distorted, feeling, when we're in this energy, what we're being guided to do is to keep pushing, to keep walking forwards, because sometimes the energy around you, especially if your environment is not so good, it can make you feel like, like I'm useless, pay attention to that, because I feel like your outside influence is too noisy. You need to come back to yourself to figure out how you're feeling. And that's why this energy comes through. in regards to yourself and your internal influence, and that's the 8 of Wands. You're wanting change, you're wanting to communicate, you're wanting to move forward. Some of you might need to communicate something with somebody about how you feel, and again, we have been speaking about that during your reading. There could be some openness about feelings. This feels positive, whatever it means, because, or even if you're just confessing to yourself about something, 8 of Wands is again that change in a positive direction, and the Ace of Pentacles is coming through about a new beginning, a solid new beginning, something that's very helpful to you. Okay, so keep pushing in that direction. I think slowly but surely you are going to get clearer, you are going to get balanced with that Temperance card. Just be patient with it, with that energy, because again, there is that lingering energy around you, but you're pushing forward from it anyway. In your distant future, we have that Knight of Swords. So some people may not like the direction that you're going in. 7 of Pentacles. Okay, don't rush, don't cut any corners. That's one thing I want to say. In a distant future, you could get a bit tired with the energy. Clarify the Knight of Swords. Seven of Swords and 6 of Pentacles. Pay attention to who's around you. It's that negative influence again with the Page of Swords. Somebody who's just super triggered. Somebody who just... my face kind of says it all. The 7 of Swords. I feel like one thing I want to say, with this, you guys could get some communication in regards to somebody who may have deceived you, or you might find out a bit about somebody who might be deceiving you here, or again, going against your best interest is what it feels like. So that's the Page of Swords. Someone could again just be watching you, and that's them being sneaky again or whatever. What we're doing is moving away from that anyways. In the distant future, again, with the 7 of Pentacles, we're being asked to keep pushing. Don't give up. You might have to reassess something. But with this combination, I'm just going to say, like, don't rush anything. Don't self-sabotage by rushing something just to look good, just to look like your life is changing for the better. To compare to others, don't get in that trap with that Page of Swords. Even if someone's watching, let them watch. This person is too irrational to even, like, slowly but surely work on themselves. So their life is always going to look the way that it's going to look. This person thinks very quickly. What you don't want to do is do what they do just to prove yourself in some way, to hope that you get results quicker to show. Don't do that, of course. 7 of Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles. In the near future, it does look like your finances will be looking up here. But again, don't cut corners here. There may be, I'm seeing like a bit of, you kind of win something, you have to give some away. Then you have to win some and you give some away. So even though it's slowly but surely working up, a bit like a ladder is what I'm seeing, or stairs. But don't rush anything. It's really very big that they want to say here, okay? Don't give up, don't rush. You will actually come across some sort of financial gain, windfall here, whether it's a promotion or a pay rise or just a surprising money out of nowhere. This is your karma, okay? So even if, don't rush your decision. Trust in the universe. They're going to give you some blessings when it's necessary. Okay, don't cut corners here. In terms of your advice, what you need to hear and do is a Tower card. So embracing change is always difficult, yet necessary at times. The Tower card is separation, it's a falling out. So again, kind of similar to what I was saying to Leo. It's kind of like, it's okay to shed. It's okay to let go of people who are actually doing more harm than good. Don't worry about what they have to say about it. It's not up to them to decide, as long as you know it's in a positive direction, and that's all that matters. Okay, so it's about understanding what's true. Again, the Tower card is a separation or a falling out. It could be just the fact that people don't agree with how you're building your life or what you should do with it, but it's up to you to decide that, not up for other people. Yeah, this could be whether like conflict is... Sorry, I'm doing that because it feels like this is something that you believe is going to make you happy, but it's bringing in conflict. People aren't agreeing with it. As long as it's coming from a place of love, of course, it's okay. And also just be careful. Like, one thing I'm seeing here is be careful that we're not... Okay, the word I want to say here is like a facade. Make sure we're not being in a facade here, because I'm almost seeing like in his head he's in that Knight of Cups, but in reality he's actually just rejecting good things. So don't be in that Neptune energy about kind of being so lost in your fantasies that you forget that you can actually be where those fantasies are if you put in the work now. Okay, so just pay attention to that. Alrighty. So with a tower, whatever is not meant for you will fall. Don't stop the tower from falling. All right. If it's going against your own intuition or gut feeling, then let it go. We have new love coming through, which is beautiful. Okay, some love coming into your life. Gemini, we have signs. Pay attention to the signs. It feels like they're pointing you in the right direction here. And you have emerging. So again, you are changing. You are growing, kind of like a butterfly. You will be able to spread your wings, Gemini. Don't worry. But it is that shedding phase almost. For Gemini, please. We have some significance around the month of April. We have Eagle coming through here, which says triumph over troubles and obstacles, which is amazing. And we have not. This says unsuccessful plans, but this feels like more to do with the people around you, to be honest, than anything else. Dolphin. Financial gain usually coming from something that you did in the past here. Alrighty. My lovely angels, I wish you guys all the best here, Gemini. I send you my love. If you would like a personal reading with me, then that is linked down below. If they are currently sold out, then make sure you put your email in the wait list, because then you'll be notified when they're back open again. And if you would like to get into some meditation, or if you wanted to get into any kind of breath work, there's a beautiful app linked down below where I have a 7-day free trial for you to try it out. It's something that really helped me, and I have a video on it on my page if you want to know more. But it has so many things on there. It's actually crazy, like a chakra meditations, there's sound bath sounds and healing frequencies that you can listen to while you're sleeping. They have kind of short little podcasts on there as well. They have therapy sessions, they have coaching, they have CBT, things you can just listen to that help you. They have prayer, like they have everything on there. So if you want to give it a go and it sounds interesting and you've been wanting to get into stuff like this, then the Aura app is linked down below with my code already on it. That will give you a 7-day free trial. If you don't like it, you can just cancel it, and there we go. It's risk-free. But if you do like it and you want to continue, then there's a 25% off membership as well. So try it out, let me know. But I wish you guys all the best, and I hope you have an incredible week. All right, Gemini?